I'm Tony. My business cards say Tony the taxi driver, or in fact they say Taxi Tony. That's because that's what I do and that's how I met Tej.
So that's
The only reason I showed up. And look, you put a happy face on it.
Hello and welcome to another happy episode of Humans on Happiness. As you're aware, Humans on Happiness is a social initiative series to reach out to everyday humans and understand their tips, tricks on being happy every day or being happier. So today, however, there's a twist. We're not doing a virtual session. We're here in live, in person with our happy human of today. Meet Tony, who is our happy human. Tony is a gentleman, as I refer to, and in fact, not long ago, I was like, he could have very well as well been Santa, because he's got that bright joy, cheery aura about him, and that's what made me connect to Tony in the first place, which made me realize that this gentleman, however simple he may come across, is is deep in his take and perspective of life. So without taking away the shine away from Tony, hello and welcome. Thank you for spending time to share your secrets of happiness with us to start off with.
You're very welcome, Tej. And thank you for calling me simple. That's lovely. And I had a shave this morning. I look more like Santa Claus before now. I'm Tony. My business cards say Tony the taxi driver, or in fact they say Taxi Tony. That's because that's what I do and that's how I met Tej.
So that's
the only reason I showed up. And look, you put a happy face on it.
And we're here at my personal happiest spot in Wagga, which is the Botanical Gardens. And like I said, we're here to understand from Tony that how is it that he manages to keep himself smiling, happy, and pleasant all the time. So Tony, you've had a nice cup of coffee. Time to share. To start off with, Tony, tell us, what is your idea of happiness?
There's an expression. Happiness isn't having what you want, it's wanting what you have. And that's kind of the reason I float around with a fairly peaceful attitude. I'm living the way my parents taught me, and my wife, really.
A simple play of words, but with deep meaning. Happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have.
Yes.
All of us face this in life, right? That not all of us are gifted or fortunate enough to get or receive what we so-called desire. Does that mean that we would not be happy? Or can we simply be happy or want what we currently have and be happy with that? And I think that kind of comes from roots for you. So how was it growing up for you?
Growing up for me was wonderful. I had two extraordinary parents who were both very peaceful and loving and truly extraordinary. As I think we had 17 adopted or foster children through our family when I was little. And it seemed to me as a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old and an 8-year-old that every time my dad got a pay rise, we got another child. But that's what made them happy. But they found joy in what they had too. That's how I grew up, just enjoying what we had, enjoying family. We weren't a wealthy family, we weren't a poor family, but we just got on, and we all learned to smile.
And even though if you look at all the other inspirational, motivational coaches, videos around you, they tell you something very different from what Tony just discussed. They tell you to reach for the stars. They tell you to have huge, high, big, inspirational ambitions and aspirations, which is all fine. But do we always achieve what we desire? Not all the time. Does that mean that we become sad or miserable? That is where we've got someone who's been joyous throughout his life, has a very different thought process because he grew up with it, which is to be happy with what you have, because life is one take, like his mother wisely put it. Life is what you have today. You might as well enjoy what you currently have. And like his father put, reaching out for the stars, something which you may not reach, means you miss out on what you currently have in your life. And I want to go back. Did you say you had 17 fostered
or adopted children? I did do a count once. I may have miscalculated one or two either way, but yes.
That is beautiful. That is, I mean, of all the conversations we've had, this is something which just, I think, ups my respect for you. And that is the childhood you've had around you, with so many, with love being divided amongst love and affection, and care being divided amongst so many, and yet you turn out to be so satisfied.
I'm certainly
with what you have. Wow. Okay. So that was whilst growing up.